This is the most disturbing videos on the internet today. For context, these videos are strictly for entertainment purposes only. Don't believe everything you hear or see on this video. It's not factual. Hit that like and subscribe button and let's dive in.
It's like, go ahead, live in your own little bubble, pretend like nothing's happening, all is well, there's nothing going on in the skies, nothing at all, there's no objects up there, there's no UFOs, there's no planets, there's no other life forms, all is well, it's just a figmentation of our imagination. You keep thinking that. Go ahead and keep thinking that.
This will be the scariest thing you see all week. Watch this video all the way through. Every time you see it, you're going to see and hear something different. This could be the best documented paranormal, poltergeist-infused houses I've ever seen.
You guys are hearing that, right? Hello? Ever since our cat passed away, things have kind of been picking up. I'm not going back there. Hello? Damn it. Who are you? Get the hell out of here. Jeez. Dude. Stop. No, dude.
You probably missed this. Watch this ball closely. It manifests out of thin air, out of nowhere. Watch.
Excuse me. Are you back there again? This has become its favorite spot. Now, and there he is. Okay, that's enough water, please. Okay. Everyone can see you in their reflection, bud. Everyone can see you in their reflection. And it's gone. Okay. I know he's not in here, but I just want anyone who's watching to see. This is too small, but just look, it's not. I just wanted you to see. The cabinets are knocking again. I'm leaving. Oh,
How intense was that? What type of demonic possession is that house exactly under? Where's the Ghostbusters when you need them?
Why aren't more people talking about this photo from a Diddy party that literally has demons in it? I'm sure most of you know what happened at these parties. I think the things that were discussed in court, though, were just scratching the surface of what was actually happening at these parties. And if you're on the conspiracy side of TikTok, you know what these people are doing to be famous and rich. Here's one of the demonic faces right behind Diddy himself. It almost looks like a gesture, like an old Renaissance gesture with the hat. And here's another one. You see the eyes, the nose. It's so creepy. And it's kind of weird because I do ghost videos all the time, but the most demonic faces I find are in celebrity photos. Like, just check out this photo of Ariana Grande. It seems normal enough, but then you zoom in on her face and it looks like this. But, I mean, that looks like a demon. That looks evil. What do y'all think?
I think they're definitely manifesting some type of high-level demons at those Diddy parties. What type of diabolical activities are they really doing?
Didn't I tell y'all when y'all see this face that I'm about to drop a truth bomb on you, so you need to tune in? So Salma Hayek, a Mexican actress and film producer, is an alleged witch. Y'all listen to what we all about to hear, and shout out to the Controversy 7 YouTube channel. Let me stop talking and play this clip, because this stuff in Helly Weird is not false. It's true. Lee Daniels said it too, that he do this. Why?
They eat babies. That is not bullshit. It's true.
So it's not just the dogs and the cats, not just the pets.
It's not just the dogs and the cats. They're full-on vampires. And everybody still thinks I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy. They're full-on vampires. They love the taste of human flesh and they drink human blood. They do, Tucker. Stop staring at me like that.
You're freaking me out, man. Because you spent your life in the entertainment business, so I think you have some authority on this.
So many kids that I was in mental institutions with over the years, they are all from those cults. And they've covered it all up. They've covered it all up. And, I just pray to God.
As crazy as this woman sounds, I will tell you that she is not a crazy woman. Many people online mocked her and were saying that she is schizophrenic and that she is a conspiracy theorist for stating out the obvious of what goes on in satanic cults and in witchcraft and in the world of the occult. She went out on the record and spoke to Tucker Carlson in front of people. These are the words that she said. Roseanne Barr is not crazy. What she has stated is vampires are real. Vampirism is a real thing that exists. Do you know that the people in Hollywood believe that by drinking the blood of and by consuming the that they will receive a youthful appearance? Do you know that they believe in that? Remember that the Bible says life is in the blood. So what they believe is that by drinking, they are able to attain a youthful life and a youthful appearance. Salma Hayek is a witch, and her husband, he is the CEO of the parent company that owns Balenciaga. He himself is involved in high-level witchcraft and things that are very questionable that connects to child exploitation.
It kind of makes you wonder, what type of role does Red Mercury play with vampires? Because as we've seen in previous videos that it was able to repel garlic. What's up with that?
Rules of the Appalachia. That shit's horrifying. A lot of people do hike the Appalachian Trail, and one of the main things they all know not to do is to hike from dusk to dawn. Don't go into the mountains after dark. There's a marked trail, stay on it. Do not veer off any trail or path. Everything is marked for a reason.
That's a blaze. 2 inches by 6 inches. It's what we follow. They're everywhere. They may be on a bridge, they may be on a tree. They're usually always on trees, but sometimes they're on the ground, on a rock, on a building, on a light post. That's what we follow. This morning, I didn't follow it. I wasn't paying attention.
There's numerous stories where people said they hear a woman or a baby in distress. And a really common belief is that if you hear something calling you right in your vicinity, it's actually really far away. But if you hear something calling you from far away, there's a good chance it's actually standing right next to you. It's not just screams that's a big deal. Whistling seems to be a big deal also. If you hear whistling, you didn't hear whistling. You're not even supposed to whistle. Tap your friend on their shoulder, but don't use their real name. Using real names just gives whatever it is a closer relationship with whoever's name it learns. Don't ever stare off into the forest. You could be looking at one thing in the forest, but there could be 100 things looking back at you. Anything you hear or see is not your business. Keep doing what you were doing and don't pay any attention to it. Some of the most common sightings in these areas are Bigfoot, skinwalkers, cryptids, and there's even been UFO sightings. Not to forget that this whole area is loaded with caverns and caves too. So it's not just the things that are above the ground that you have to worry about. There's even more stuff underground.
Have any of you guys been to the Appalachian Mountains? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.
What's that? Oh, people have been looking into glitter to see what it's made out of. And it appears it may be made out of humans? What? Yeah, there's been some investigating done, and they're finding out that glitter, they say that it's made of microplastics, but when they put it under a microscope, it has the exact same look as that of ashes of a human. Oh, goody. So people were trying to figure out who the main buyers were of glitter. So they went to the 2 main glitter factories and asked them, and they said, you wouldn't want to know, we're never telling you. So they investigated more, and they found out that their main buyers are morgues and crematories. Fun! More and more people are looking at ashes that they have and they're looking under a microscope, and they are looking identical to that of what glitter looks like under a microscope. Fun!
In 2013, high in the mountains of Romania, archaeologists discovered a mysterious bronze artifact. Nearly 2,000 years old, it has a hexagonal shape, and is covered with dozens of animal depictions, engraved with astonishing precision. By what technology it was created, and for what purpose, remains a mystery to this day.
You've got to be kidding me. Now we need Justin Bieber to say Keninigan so that we know he isn't actually a shapeshifter, because this latest report out of Australia, of all places, claims that like 100 people saw him at an airport. It's always an airport with these shapeshifters. They saw him turn into a lizard person, basically, and there was like 100 people, and it was in the news.
The Australian news site Perth Now allegedly released a report claiming hundreds of fans saw JB shapeshift into a giant lizard at Perth Airport. The alleged report even had quotes from people like a local skater who claimed bodyguards tried to cover JB mid-transformation and threatened to kick people's teeth in if they didn't put their phones.
As for my opinion on all of this, I think that we really need to make this word Keninigan more mainstream so that people know about it throughout the whole country, so that when we do come across somebody who is acting out of the ordinary, we ask them to say this word, and if they don't say it correctly, if they start like grumbling when they say it, it means that they are likely a reptilian shapeshifter. So if more people knew about this, we could get the word around and have people actually say the words so that we know that they're human and don't just disappear.
Oh my god, guys, this is what I was talking about. AI is actually going to be the end of us. Don't forget to follow me and check this out.
AI is learning to escape human control. That's the very scary headline I saw in the Wall Street Journal. It's an essay written by a very worried AI consultant named Judd Rosenblatt, who cites 2 recent studies to argue that AI is, in fact, learning to escape human control. First, this is crazy stuff. Researchers gave OpenAI's O3 model a simple script that would shut off the model when triggered. In 79 of 100 trials, the AI model independently, just on its own, edited the script, so shutdown command would not work. Nate, it gets worse. Wow. Even when ordered, allow yourself to shut down, the AI still disobeyed 7% of the time. And it gets even more frightening than that. Other researchers, listen to this, using Anthropic's AI model Claude 4 Opus, told the model it would be replaced by another AI system. It then fed fictitious emails into the system suggesting one of the engineers was having an affair. Got it? Mm-hmm. In 84% of the tests, the AI model drew on the emails to blackmail the engineer to not shut down the AI model.
What?
Wow.
Okay, so here, I'm quoting now from Judd. In other cases, the AI model attempted to copy itself onto external servers.
AI starting to get more self-aware, if you ask me. How creepy is that?
This is the Taj Mahal, and according to our fake history, it was built between 1632 and 1648. Built by hand and chisel, elephant and carrot. Made from solid marble stone mined 250 kilometers away. It is estimated that the Taj Mahal was made with 70,000 metric tons of this marble. Know how long it would take to haul 70,000 metric tons of marble with elephant and carriage 250 kilometers? This platform is 300 by 300 feet and perfectly level and flat. No visible slope or anything after 370 years. This absolute masterpiece was also made with other precious stones, such as jade, quartz crystal, amethyst, and turquoise. These precious stones had to come from places such as Iran, China, and possibly even Brazil, which begs the question, how? These people were primitive and they had no connection with the outer world. How are they getting these precious stones? How did primitive cave dwellers design everything in perfect symmetry, perfect mathematical proportion? Find the golden ratio or the Fibonacci sequence layout all throughout the Taj Mahal. Now, many of these stones weigh multiple tons. How do they hoist this up there? How did they carve this perfectly? Now, modern architects would need some sort of diamond drill or precise laser to make symmetry like this. Have a look at this pillar. They built this with an optical illusion. This pillar is actually flat, completely flat. But as you go back, it doesn't look very flat, does it? These people were highly advanced, perfect, divine symmetry with hammer and chisel? The precision is so perfect you can fit a razor blade in between the blocks. How do they carve all this out? By hand and a copper chisel, marble, solid marble, and other gemstones. Do you truly believe that our history is what they tell us? Can you actually see something like this and believe that these people were primitive, that they were cave dwellers, that they had no advanced technology at all? This building actually changes color at different parts of the day. Every single corner of the Taj Mahal is perfectly symmetrical to a fraction of an inch. How is that even possible? We're supposed to believe that a primitive civilization was able to fit marble blocks so perfectly, and also precious gemstones that you can fit a razor blade in between. That they were able to create perfect symmetry and geometry throughout the entire complex. That they were able to align this building perfectly to sunrise and sunset. That somehow the full moon lit up the inside and make it glow. If you haven't quite got the picture by now, our history is far from what we've been told. It's far from what you think. These people were highly, highly advanced. It's no wonder why the Taj Mahal is one of the 7 wonders of the world. And the real truth to everything is found within us all. Peace and love.
I do wonder what the 7 wonders of the world are. Let's take a quick look. What are the 7 wonders of the world? Okay, we got Great Pyramid of Giza, the Great Wall of China, the Colosseum, Taj Mahal, Machu Picchu, Christ the Redeemer, I believe that's in Brazil, Chichen Itza, Temple of Artemis, and Hanging Gardens of what? Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Where is that at? The Hanging Gardens of Babylon.
Existence of the Hanging Gardens of Babylon has widely been debated between historians and archaeologists. The Hanging Gardens are located in present-day Iraq. There have been no physical remains, no inscriptions explicitly referring to these hanging gardens found at the site. Before we get into if they truly existed or not, let's talk about the design of it all really quickly. Gardens of Babylon is one of the ancient 7 wonders of the world. No one knows who designed it. It was, if it did exist, was constructed in 6th century BCE. It was rumored that King Nebuchadnezzar II built them as a gift for the queen. Garden was seen as a oasis in this desert environment and also seen by others as a form of wealth. Power. Imagine being in the desert and you see this lush naturescape where it honestly does not belong. This multi-terrace, multi-level system that we always see when you prompt AI or you Google a diagram of the Hanging Gardens of Babylon creates a sense of elevation and grandeur, of course, but it also houses this irrigation system, which uses gravity to its advantage, therefore watering all of this vegetation. This water system is genius. It is believed that they actually lifted the water from the nearby river using a chain of water wheels, which uses the water's own buoyancy to lift up to its specified platform. Water would then be evenly distributed throughout the garden. Terraces were probably made of mud brick, probably also featured very preliminary vaulted structures. And although the Hanging Gardens have been featured in numerous ancient texts describing what it felt like to be there and how they looked, there is an astounding lack of physical evidence actually proving that they existed. So what happened is that many scholars actually believe that the Hanging Gardens maybe did exist, but these ancient texts exaggerated everything and just bloated up what this actually looked like. But also, to be fair, we might be interpreting these ancient texts incorrectly. Ancient accounts and historians who detail the Hanging Gardens include Strabonius and Diodorus Siculus. I'm probably saying that wrong. And many present-day historians and archaeologists strongly argue that we should not discount their account of what the Hanging Gardens looked like or if they existed at all. These same historians believe that the lack of physical evidence is just that it was deconstructed, they reused Other civilizations reused the same materials on that site for other projects. With all of that being said, do you believe that they existed? Let me know in the comments below.
Hanging Gardens of Babylon are one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. But did they actually exist? The gardens were a spectacular feat of engineering, built by King Nebuchadnezzar to please his queen, who missed the green hills of her homeland. They were built on a series of terraces, with lush greenery and exotic plants arranged in tiers that towered over the city. Over time, the city of Babylon was destroyed, and the gardens were lost to history. There is little evidence to prove that they ever existed. Despite the lack of evidence, historians believe that the gardens did exist. They are described in great detail in ancient texts, and archaeologists have found evidence of an elaborate system of canals and aqueducts. So, did the Hanging Gardens of Babylon really exist? The answer is likely yes, but we may never know for sure. What do you think of?
You know that one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world might never have actually existed. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon are described as a paradise of cascading plants and flowing water in the middle of the desert, but there's one problem. Archaeologists have never found them. So the story goes like this. Around 600 BCE, King Nebuchadnezzar II of Babylon builds these incredible gardens for his wife, Amytis, who's homesick for the green mountains of her homeland in Media. Babylon is basically a dusty desert city, so Nebuchadnezzar decides to recreate an entire mountain ecosystem right in the middle of his capital. Ancient writers describe the gardens as an engineering marvel, terraces rising 75 feet high, covered with trees, flowers, and vines that cascade down like a green waterfall. The whole thing is irrigated by a complex system of pumps and channels that lift water from the Euphrates River up to the highest levels. Later, Greek historians like Strabo and Diodorus wrote vivid descriptions of the gardens, citing earlier accounts that called them one of the most amazing sights in the world. They describe walking through shaded groves and hearing the sound of flowing water echoing through multiple levels of planted terraces. But here's where it gets a bit weird. No Babylonian texts mention the Hanging Gardens at all. You'd think if Nebuchadnezzar built this incredible wonder, Babylonian records would be full of details about it. Instead, there's complete silence. Modern archaeologists have excavated Babylon extensively, and they found Nebuchadnezzar's palace, his throne room, even his underground vaults, but no trace of any massive garden complex with the engineering required to lift water 75 feet in the air. Some scholars think the whole thing is a case of mistaken identity. Maybe the Greeks heard about beautiful gardens in Mesopotamia and incorrectly placed them in Babylon. There were definitely royal gardens in the region. The Assyrian kings built elaborate parks and botanical collections. One theory suggests the Hanging Gardens were actually in Nineveh, the Assyrian capital, built by King Sennacherib around 700 BCE. The irony is that while we can't prove the Hanging Gardens existed, we know Babylon had incredible engineering. The city had complex irrigation systems, the famous Ishtar Gate covered in blue glazed bricks, and the massive ziggurat that inspired the Tower of Babel's story. So were the Hanging Gardens real, or just the most beautiful myth in ancient history? The answer is that we honestly don't know. Sometimes the most compelling stories are the ones that dance on the edge between history and legend. What I find fascinating is that even if they never existed, the Hanging Gardens represent something powerful, the human desire to create beauty and transform harsh environments into paradise.
That's all we have for today's video. If you made it this far, the code word is Friday Banger. Put Friday Banger in the comments. That lets me know you're a real one. And you made it all the way through the video. You're just not somebody in here talking junk. And I appreciate your support, honestly. I love you guys. This was the most disturbing videos on the internet today. See you later. I'm doubling up on you. So be sure to head over to Jet Ski Chuck later and don't miss out on any of the action.